Hello traders, welcome back to my channel. In this video I'm going to be bringing to you guys a top-down analysis and a weekly forecast for currency pairs, GU, GJ. We are going to be looking at Euro US dollar. We are going to be looking at gold. So I'll be giving you guys my forecast for this week, what I think the price is going to be doing right from the phases that was completed last week. In the last video I told you guys I was going to bring a top-down analysis. So we had most of these major currency pair created impulsive moves, so we are going to be expecting pullbacks this week, right? So this is what I'm going to be sharing with you, so that you should not only just learn that, you should also learn how to do a top-down analysis on the market, and all of that. So guys, if you like to always see videos like this where we use our trend lines, market structure to be able to determine price and catch market moves appropriately, make sure that you subscribe to this channel, because we'll be bringing more content like this. And also check in our video's description and also in our pinned comment below, so that you can be able to join our free Telegram channel. So in our free Telegram channel, you are going to get analysis, you are going to get analysis signals on currency pairs, you are going to get signals on synthetic indices, right? So whatever market you're trading, you will benefit. We are going to bring to you guys top-down analysis, various aspects where you can also be able to make money. So just click in this video's description below. You are going to see link to our free Telegram channel, guys, and then you join. I'm also going to drop the link in the pinned comment below. So without further ado, let's just go straight to the video. Welcome to my channel. I am Full Kingsley. By the grace of God, I bring to you guys strategies, tutorials on the forex market, volatility indices, metals like gold, Nasdaq, VIX75, many other instruments. You want to subscribe to the channel by hitting on the subscribe button and notification bell to not miss out. Guys, if you have watched my video, I did a detailed analysis. I think a video that was posted before the last video on this channel. So on GJ we did a thorough top-down analysis, and at that moment while we were analyzing, price was here. We had our first buy around this zone here, and I told you guys that we are going to get a very big move right up to this zone here, and we have that happening. So what we want to do is wait for a pullback and all of that, right? So let's just quickly look at it. Starting with this, you could see that we went to a bigger time frame, right? And then we did our analysis. Like in the video, we understood that price was creating a pattern here which is known as symmetrical triangle. Now we connected these highs here, and then we connected this low. You could realize that we had this as a resistance and support. So it was that simple, and price will simply be moving here until it finally breaks out. So at this point in time, in a smaller time frame, what we want to be expecting is we want to be looking for buys, because price has already rejected around the zone below here. So when you connect, you look at our key level. This is our key support zone that was created, and price has reacted to it, cleared out. We have this inducement here, and we have that move. So at this point in time, when we drop to smaller time frame, what we did now is we want to be using maybe our trend lines, our market structure. We have price creating higher highs and higher lows, and now when price is creating higher highs and higher lows, what do you expect? This what happens, this what happens, this what happens, and then what happened. So what do you expecting for GJ this week? We are expecting that Great British Pound, Japanese yen should be pulling back, right? Because we have this an impulsive phase. Now we cannot be buying now, guys, because at this point we will likely have a pullback. So we should be waiting for price to pull back. This is the trade that we took on the signals that we gave, right? But now let's look for what price to come back to mitigate this inducement zone before we start looking for the next buy. Or maybe price could still come down. If you had a pullback, price can come back and clear liquidity below here, and then when it close above here, this is where we should be looking to be taking our trades for the for the coming week. So we should pay attention to these particular zones, because we already did a top-down analysis. We know that we are in an uptrend and price is going to move right up to this zone, but we will not just be buying anyhow. We want to wait for what impulsive moves to complete, and then we get this pullback to be taking our trades, right? So let's look at GU, right? So we did an analysis on GU. You can see from the daily time frame, we saw that this measured trend line that was drawn from the daily has been broken. Okay, we have a change of character in the bigger time frame. So what we do now is, when we drop further to a smaller time frame, doing a top-down analysis, we equally draw these trend lines here, because now, guys, this is what usually happen, right? We usually look at the trend line on the smaller scale, right? Like maybe we see price creating lows like this. most people, we always say that, okay, you have always been taught that we should draw our trend lines maybe at the lows here, but we have never been told that we should also consider those highs, right? Like these zones here, these zones, you usually see that price usually reject to these zones, right? And sometimes price could break above, and then it could also act like a channel. So when you see price creating series of higher highs and higher lows, it could give a beautiful channel where price rejects and comes and rejects. Now we want to be buying if we are sure that it's in an uptrend and selling in a downtrend. All right, so this is what happened for GJ here. For GU, we have what this trend line that was respected, so we connected this high, because you look very well, you see that price has been rejecting once, twice, thrice, and what happened? Price finally broke out, right? Like this example I was saying. Now there are times where price will break out of this zone and then come back and retest. It could give another opportunity, an entry based on a break and retest, not necessarily even coming back to this. So that's an additional thing you can add to your trading arsenal. So you want to be observing these things critically, and then also seeing how price action plays by looking at how candlesticks react to those zones, right? So now you could see that when price we had an uptrending market pullback, impulsive phase and pullback, impulsive phase, pullback, and then we have a very strong impulsive phase. So what happened is we took this trade based on the fact that we had a change of character. Price broke out of here. I explained this in the other video that I posted, so you want to go back and watch the video if you want to get full details, right? But it's simple. What happened is price, after rejecting to this trend line, that was the daily trend line, we had a breakout. Now aggressive traders might just want to go long here. Okay, I'm just talking about how some people just go long after maybe a breakout like this, and then they have their stop loss, maybe especially it's good for swing traders, and then they want to just catch that move there, while conservative traders might want to wait for price to pull back to the various trend line before they take their buy trades. Okay, so at this point in time, price pulled back and they rejected at the key level. So if you look at the H4, you're going to see the information clearer, right? We had this move, rejected, and then came back here, and then this was a very strong impulsive move that was caught, right? Now if you look at Euro US dollar, for instance, you could see that, okay, we went to a daily, right? We are just doing a top-down analysis on this currency pair so that you guys should know how we usually do our analysis. So in the daily, we had our daily trend line here that was equally violated. You could see that price was moving within this channel. So you draw this trend line in the daily, you mark out a key support and resistance level. So if you look at here, you could see that here we have a key level here that was rejected. So it was a key level because it acted as support at one point in time, and another time it acted as resistance, as you can see there. So if you drop now to the H4 time frame after drawing those zones in the bigger time frame, what you realize that this is a key level, and at the same time we have showing market structure. We have that as price pulls back and retests, pull back, rejects, pull back. Now it comes now, instead of rejecting here, it breaks this previous high, causing a change of character, right? That's just another concept on its own, showing that the trend of market has moved up. So we want to be looking for our buys. Remember, the bigger time frame analysis is just to show us the buyers, what should we be expecting in smaller time frame. So after we have drawn that, we already know that we are looking for what our buys. So at this point in time, what you do is now look at it, guys. We had this zone here where we connected our trend line like this, okay, and then we connected the one above. Like I told you guys earlier, sometimes trend lines will be respected above. You see that as price rejects, it come here, rejected, came here, rejected. You see how it failed to break this high. So when it came after the breakout, like I said earlier, the aggressive people that might want to just take their buy after this breakout here, maybe target the zones above there, right? Because we already know that there's a change of character. But while for me, for instance, I'm a little bit conservative, I will wait for price to pull back. Now connecting this trend line will just give you another confidence that after breaking out, price comes back to reject to this trend line here. But now the reason why I took this trade and I gave it as a signal, it was because we have had what we call fuel, liquidity grab. For me, what I use for my entries is liquidity grab. When price breaks structure like this, you see impulsive move, pull back, impulsive move, pull back. So if it comes here and clears, this week was an inducement, which is also like liquidity for people who are buying here and then tapped into this trend line close above there, right? That was a good buy setup. So you could either enter based on this, or you enter here. So I entered based on these rejections, and what happened, price move. So it's very simple, guys. So if I take a quick recap, it means that to do a top down analysis, you go to your daily, for instance, right? You mark out your key levels, especially in trending markets like this. You use your trend lines and you connect, right? So when you connect like this, you can just go ahead to mark out key levels like this, where price has acted, it has acted both as support and resistance in the past. You can see it was rejecting while it was coming down. We had this rejection, and when it acted as resistance at this point in time. So when it came down, now you see that what happened. Do you have a change of character? Yes, we have a change of character. We're in a downtrend. Normally we should have been looking for sales, but now price has closed above this zone and it has broken above this daily trend line, which is very pertinent. And you look at the kind of momentum candle that broke above there, it shows that we have what, bullish pressure, right? That's the H4 information. Now we see that we have a change of character because price has broken above here, right? What you usually see people do in their charts, they'll mark out something like this, okay, and then you see them label it like a change of character. Okay, when they label this a change of character, it means that a downtrend has turned into an uptrend. So after we have that change of character, what should we do? We go now to our smaller time frame. Now in that smaller time frame, we want to be looking for what, pullback, because price move in phases: impulsive phase, pullback, impulsive phase. So after the impulsive move, you wait for pullback at the key level. You can use your trend lines, you can use your liquidity. As price pulls back to a key zone like this, rejecting to this trend line or rejecting to this trend line or whatever, you take your trade now based on it, because you know that we are looking for buys. Now you see now that this price has been rejecting to this zone here. So at this point in time, what you want to expect now is for price to pull back. So if price comes back again to this zone, right, we can refine this trend line like this, and then we can wait for price to come back here in this week, right? So that's what you should be expecting this week. And if price comes back here, you will gather more momentum, and I believe that this zone above is going to be broken, and then we are going to enter at a better price where we are going to have our, you know, stop loss maybe below here, right? And then we want to be targeting out of these zones here, and I believe price is going to move right up to these zones above there. So that's why we have for, you know, euro, US dollar, GU, we have that breakout. We want to wait for the pullback because we already caught the impulsive moves last week. We want to wait for these pullbacks, guys. We want to wait for these pullbacks, right? So what else should I analyze? Gold, Bitcoin, US dollar. I've been doing a couple of analysis. It's been a while I've not looked at gold, right? So maybe I should just quickly look at gold. You can see we have gold, we have, you know, price is clear. We have our uptrend, we have our uptrend. We had liquidity, this zone that was cleared out many weeks ago. Look at this low that led to this high. Price came back, cleared out the liquidity, it fell, price moved up. So what happened? We had a key zone here on gold. So this key zone here got broken. So basically we had price moving between support and resistance. So this is the most recent high that we had created. This was the highest zone that gold has ever made. So here, so basically we had a range here, price was ranging, and finally this week we got the breakout. So from this breakout, that's the information that we have now. That is, it has happened like this. We want to, we want to only be looking for buys. You can see that after price broke out from here, if you did this analysis earlier on and you're an aggressive trader, maybe you would have been in this trade. Maybe you just cut that move there, right? Maybe from this breakout, because it has been a while without price breaking above this zone here. So price finally broke out. So what we should be expecting is maybe for this week for price to come back and retest this zone for us to be looking for buys. Or at this point in time, you can look for maybe your key levels. You can just mark out your turning points, right? So it based on what a turning point like this, for instance, and then you wait for price to pull back to those turning points. Here you look at zone where price has rejected a couple of times, okay? But now if I want to trade this, what I usually do is if you want to use our trend line, because gold is too volatile, right? You need to adapt to the market. Understand that in every currency pair, right, there is a different way in which it moves. So sometimes you could adapt based on the volatility. So it could come down here, reject, come down to this zone here, and then reject from this trend line, and then this will also give a good buy setup, right? Meanwhile, we can also look at it based on smaller time frame. Maybe here, okay, look at this, guys. This was a good trading setup. You could see that based on the other things that we have explained earlier on, you could see that price came, created break structure, came back to this zone, cleared liquidity and closed above there. This was a good buy trading setup here, right? So at this point in time, we can also look at, we have these equal lows that have been created here. So price might want to clear these equal lows while the market opens, right? If price clears these equal lows and close above that zone there, right, maybe something like this, okay guys, take note, we can have a trading setup like this, okay? But if it happens to break and decides to pull right down to this zone here, right, then we are going to be considering the zones here. People trading maybe on other blocks and whatever, so we could be looking for what price to pull back to mitigate this level here, right? So we look for this level, or we look for price to clear above and clear above, I mean close below and clear above, so that we look to buy. So these are the possibilities for gold clearing this zone here, this zone, and this zone. So we don't control the market, so we can only do our analysis and we forecast where price can possibly be, you know, giving us opportunities. So at this point in time, we could see that okay, price could either come down here, respect this trend line, clear the zone, right? But another way you can take this trade is wait for price. Maybe if price comes and mitigate this zone, for instance, or maybe comes and mitigate this zone, right, what you should do now is you wait for price to come. You usually going to give a pattern like this. It rejects and then you close above. When you close above, you can buy. When you go up, sometimes you see you usually reject like this, close above, you can buy, right? And that is patterns that you are going to see in the market. So we have these possibilities to be looking for, right? So make sure you join our Telegram channel so that you can get updates on what, you know, price is giving us. All right, make sure you also join, make sure that you also give us a thumbs up, guys, if you like what you have seen so far, and then also make sure you subscribe to this channel if this is your first time by hitting on the subscribe button and notification bell, guys. I don't want these videos to be too long. If not, we would have quickly looked at maybe USD and NAS. Maybe we should drop the analysis on USD and NAS on our various forums, so that you guys who trade just USD and NAS can also benefit from it. All right, so thank you so much for watching, guys. If you found this video helpful, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. See you in the next video.